So the Prime Minister said that they want to essentially ban cash and move on to a digital money system, or CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency. There are some things you need to know. Just like when you had some common sense questions, but the media and the government never entertained none of those questions, it's the same thing now. These are the things that they won't talk about. First of all, under CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency, you will not be able to ever pull your money out of the bank. The money will be in the bank and always in the bank or in the BOJ coffers. Right? So all that 5, 20, 10, 20, whatever years they've been working, all the money you save, you will never be able to take it out and spend it as you wish. The money also will be programmable, meaning they can program who you spend it with, when you spend it, how you spend it, where you spend it, right? The money can be tied to geographical locations, technically. So if they want to say your money can't spend outside of Portland, you go outside of Portland, the money can't spend because it's geographically tied, right? So if they say pandemic and say you can't move from here to there, literally if you go over there, so money can't use. The money will be able to expire. They can program it to expire. So in other words, whatever you work and say you get $100,000, the money can set to expire in a year, 5 months, whatever, right? They can decide who you spend the money with. Just say for example, they blacklist me and say nobody can do no business with me. When you try to spend money with me, it cannot go through, right? This system has so many dangers. Look here. In Canada, some time ago, about 90% of the truckers, people who drive truck all over Canada, took the vaccine. Yeah? Now, only 10% never take it. And the 10% say, why should we take it? We not handle nothing, we not touch nobody, we just drive the truck and somebody take the things out of the truck, right? Then protest this 10% of truckers, and it was going on good. You know what Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, did? He just, beep, turn off their money. And all of a sudden, none of the truckers could eat, they couldn't buy gas, they couldn't lodge themselves in a hotel, they couldn't do nothing. Right? This is a danger. This is dangerous. Right? The money is so programmable that the government will be able to know every single cent you spend. Every cent. So if I transfer 1 cent to you, the government knows. The government knows who you spend with, when you spend, how you spend, everything. Just something that you need to know. That they will not entertain, they will not discuss. I'll tell you more about it as time go on.
On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype. We make it take flight.
Yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers, what go on. A blessed and wonderful Wednesday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, you don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in a Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps. There is so many topics to talk on today. So most definitely, I can't just drop one vlog to cover the amount of stuff that we need to speak about amongst ourselves as regular members of Chan Public and members of the diaspora, as Jamaica literally turned upside down, topsy-turvy is the order of the day. So we're going to kick it off over there in the St. Andrew South Police Division. Then of course we're going to traverse to the streets of St. James, then on to Hanover, where there has been declared a new state of public emergency in both parishes. So despite the 16% reduction in knockings and clappings that resulted in the loss of life of some people year on year, with 409 people end up losing 3 points as at April 30. It is presently 474 right now as we speak. This brings little comfort to families whose loved ones have fallen victim to the hands of criminal elements out there. So among the latest to be plunged in mourning in Kingston is a mother and son who identify themselves as Tina and Twain. Now Twain is also a former policeman. Tina's younger son, 21-year-old TJ Porter, presently on your screen, was taken out in a hail of bullets on Monday on his way to work on Pitora Road in the community, which is located just between Maxfield Avenue and Waltham Park Road. So basically Pitora Road runs off Maxfield and also runs off Waltham Park Road. So Porter, according to his mother, worked as a sideman unloading trailers. His brother, who stated that they lived a clean life in the crime-riddled, crime-torn community, said that the Nakis and Clappis hugged his brother before pumping several bullets in his body. Eyewitness reports suggest that, given to how the early morning knockings and clappings played out, persons are suggesting that the Nakis and Clappis, both of them, and Tajay may have known each other. Persons are stating that they saw Tajay and two men talking, and then a scuffle broke out, and shortly after, gunshots rang out. Yeah, man. So the man them deal with the situation a certain type of way. His mother is in tears, unconsolable, as she just celebrated Mother's Day the day before with both sons, and now the younger of the two is no longer among the land of the living. So my peeps, the thing definitely rough out a John shop there, and a joke business are going in a Jamaica as it relates to the knockings and clappings that continuously plague our communities. So watch this now, my peeps. A 44 loss of life going in a last week alone. 44 persons' life was taken. So we're going to hear from the opposition spokesman on national security, that is Senator Peter Bunting, who was quoting the latest crime data released by the police. Listen.
And in particular, on that Saturday, May 13th, there were 13 murders recorded on that day alone. When you look at the week and you break it down by division, you'll see that there were 11 murders. And remember now, that ends Saturday, so I'm not coming right up to Monday. But there were 11 murders for the week ending May 13th in St. James, and 6 in Hanover. So it was a bad week out west. Fortunately, I suppose only one in Westmoreland is considered not too bad relative to the other two parishes. And, obviously what was of particular concern that a lot of these murders in St. James, I believe it was 3 or 4, have been clustered around the Mount Salem Zoso. What we need is, when we have spikes like this, we need to have the ability to saturate the area with the security forces. For many years, from as far back as I was minister, we've been talking about putting a mobile reserve, as it was then called. It's now called specialized operation, but having a major base in the west so that you can quickly deploy a response team in numbers, in not a few patrols, but in terms of a company of mobile reserve or specialized operations personnel to assist the divisional commanders in quelling these flare-ups. And I think, we need to look again, because we've been talking about plans for this for a long time. As I said, the thinking and planning started when I was minister, and I know I've heard announcements in that regard a number of times from Minister Chang, but it doesn't seem to have been made effectively operational up to now. And I think that would be one of the effective solution to this type of flare-up.
So that was the voice of Senator Peter Bunting, opposition spokesperson on national security. So there has been a new declaration of SOE in 3 parishes. The parish of Clarendon, the parish of St. James, and also in the parish of Hanover. So police and soldiers on Tuesday conducted a series of joint operations in St. James, Hanover and Clarendon following the declaration of public emergency in the 3 parishes. The SOE took effect at midnight and the declaration is in response to the upsurge of criminal activities in the parishes. Now on the Spot News Media was informed that 8 people was detained Tuesday during the operation in Friendship, Green Island, Hanover. There has also been an upsurge in knockings and clappings that results in the loss of life of some people in Green Island over the past 3 weeks. The same in St. James, who recorded 3 double knockings and clappings and a triple knockings and clappings that resulted in the loss of life of some men last week. The parish has been rocked by a number of deadly knockings and clappings due to disputes over proceeds from the lottery scamming. So we're going to hear from the Minister of National Security right now as he weighs in on the latest upsurge of violence in his constituents, also in the parish of St. James. Listen.
The brutal murders that have taken place in Year 1 this weekend has really is of deep concern. As I said, we have had the zones here. And in addition to that, I said the police in this area work hard. The joint command is very active. They cooperate very well between the commanding officer from the army and the assistant commissioner of police. And like last night, I can tell you, when I spoke to one of the superintendents, they were all over. And you'd have seen that. You'd have had to have resources in Hopewell, Sandy Bay. You had to have resources up in the Canaan area, rural St. James. We had the resources in Mount Salem. We had to be again out in the North area and elsewhere. So it's a challenge. But the officers are committed, they're up to the task, but we're going to have to cut the number of homicides going right now, and that's what we're going to take steps to correct.
Now, the Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, says several victims of crime in St. James and other parts of the country are taken out by criminal elements because they refuse to heed instructions from the police. So speaking whilst on tour in Montego Bay, St. James, on the weekend, Dr. Chang stated that some disputes over lottery scamming cause reprisal and gang conflicts, and those conflicts are to be blamed for the surge of crime in St. James and other western parishes. So we're going to hear from Dr. Chang as he weighs in on this new spate of violence. Listen.
And that collaboration means not only providing information, when I say cooperation, because sometimes the police are identifying the problem, look at the source where the retaliation like to come. When they advise citizens to take precaution, to protect themselves, I urge citizens to accept the guidance of the police. If a police officer said, leave your home for this space for a month or 2, it's not a matter that we want to separate them from the community. Once we close the case, they can come back. But you cannot stay in defiance, because it means you're going to try and fight back yourself, which means creating more crime, and then the victim becomes also a perpetrator. And the police have to be detaining all sides. But our job is to prevent crime. We have had a couple of double murders out here which have been very worrying, and as I said, double murders are like what we call those of social interest. People take it creates far more a sense of fear in the community, because usually double murders take place by people, the criminal doing arbitrary shooting. Like in Dumfries, they have a conflict between a gangster and some other personalities, and they drive by a shop to which they have some connection, and they shoot the shop, everybody in the shop. That kind of activity, when they fire into an innocent crowd, creates a level of fear which we are very concerned about. And so I'm out here today to assure Jamaicans we are going to do everything required to find the perpetrators and to urge citizens to give cooperation in identifying them. We will examine and work with the leadership and the assistant commissioners here with me today, and whatever advice the police is best in terms of legitimate activities, we will pursue them aggressively. And that, of course, is my responsibility at the ministry to see what additional physical tools the police may need and see to get to them very quickly. The commissioner will also examine in terms of the numbers by deployment. But one of the things we don't want to do is to pull personalities from one area, resources, and that year perks up and the other one come down. But it's very unfortunate what has happened here, tragic really.
Minister Chang also went on to say that he expects a stop to the bloodletting in Western Jamaica following the declaration of the states of public emergency in Hanover, St. James and Clarendon. Listen.
No, we had to. We launched an SOE in St. James, Hanover, one in Cell and the other one in Clarendon. We expect the SOEs will stop the bloodletting that has been taking place in parishes, which have been the 3 divisions that have shown significant activity, criminal activity with that. We know that a lot of the activity has been stimulated by small, well-resourced gangs which base their activity on scamming. So it needs some required change of operations. The police are implementing. The critical thing is to provide some level of strengthening of their operation now, and the SO is the best mechanism to stop the bloodletting, get the guys off separate from the communities, and begin your medium-term operations to disrupt small units and also take into the scalers, which they deem discarded that are moving aggressively on.
Now, head of the police in Era 1, ACP Clifford Chambers, stated that yesterday morning's declaration of the states of public emergency were among several recommendations made to police high command to stern the increase of loss of life in western parishes. So we're going to hear from ACP Clifford Chambers, who says that the SOE is one strategy being pursued to control the knockings and clappings in western parishes. Listen.
All operational initiatives are on the scorecard that they are being looked at, and up to yesterday we were in discussion with the police high command, and so we await the endorsement of operational initiatives, and the state of public emergency has not been ruled out. So even though we'll be going in with our targeted raid, cordon search, and all those operational initiatives, we up to this morning just awaiting standing off of other operational initiatives that were proposed up to include the state of public as was presented by the commander of the next couple of hours. There will be a launch of several operational initiatives, and we'll be getting support from other agencies as we try to ensure that normalcy is restored in the park. We will not have enough police officers in any one locale. So as it is right now, I would very well do better with some more boots on the ground. And it's part and parcel of the joint military construct. And so with the police and the military, it gives us more advantageous economies of scale in how we police the space.
Now, my peeps, this vlog was geared to inform you, the regular members of John Public of the parishes of Clarendon, St. James and Hanover into happenings that will be occurring in your communities and parishes respectively. So, my peeps, the knockings and clappings will definitely be brought to you in my next vlog. Yeah, man. So anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.